Hey guys, I thought I would take you along with me today on a few errands and, well, I shouldn't say errands, a few tasks around the garden. Things that I have to do that's been long overdue, waiting for the heat to finally cool down some. Plus I've been sick for, oh my goodness, now going on a week. And so I am going to now get out and start to trim some shrubs and working primarily in the front garden right now, but it's a busy day. And so I'm just shaping up some hedges, and then I bought some mums and I need to get those planted. And there are a couple of baskets of vinca just sitting over there that I'm going to pull out of the basket because they're not doing so well, and just split them up and put them in the ground. They actually, vinca will last to the first frost and look pretty decent, more than most annuals. So I like buying those, particularly the white ones. I like popping them in areas because it helps to kind of brighten up some dark spots. So I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me doing all the hedges and not talk so much right now through some of the tasks that I'm going to do. And then I'll come back to you. It's looking not too bad after what we just went through. In fact, in the heat wave, when everyone else's lawn was completely blonde, just burned from the sun in triple digits, I did not have an issue at all. It stayed looking amazing. We had water restrictions where I would only do two waterings per week. I set it to a really good 25 minute water process, and did pretty good. There's my old girl, my old dog Nola there. And so let me back up some. Got a few projects going on, trimming hedges, doing some other maintenance, but it doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna show you my neighbors. Now what happens with St. Augustine is it will begin to creep like a weed, and it comes over into the neighbor's lawn, which both of my neighbors, well, mama said if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I try, I cut both their lawns when I can, if I see they can't get out or get it done. But it's a struggle. So I'm going to start learning more about how to better take care of lawns, and I don't mind doing theirs. It's actually kind of fun, to be honest. It takes not that long. So if like you're on the side of the house and your neighbor's lawn is super tall, and the grass that is, and you're cutting yours, it takes me literally 2 more minutes just to cut in between for both of us instead of splitting it down the middle. I don't like that. Just go ahead and knock it out, especially if you know someone's going through something. And as chances are they are. Oftentimes people will try to take care of their lawns, and if they're not doing it, it's not always because they're lazy or don't care. I went through a time when I couldn't do it and I didn't have money to pay someone to do it. So you pay it forward. You try to help other people, period. So this is my other neighbor, and he doesn't have a sprinkler for whatever reason. Could be just down. I got a problem with this zone of my own right now. I'm waiting on my irrigation guy to come out. Look what we have here. We got okra. We got okra in the flower pot with elephant ears and coleus. So I'm going to give you a quick view of some of the shaded areas after I've cleaned up some now. And I have different varieties of coleus. Get a little closer. This one is so much like velvet, so soft. And this one grows really, really tall. I do not know the variety names of the coleus, and I'm sorry I don't have the tags. I normally keep the tag to every single plant that I have. I have like a couple of shoe boxes for the last 4 or 5 years where I tried to journal those, but I didn't keep the tags for that. But I love the different color and texture variations of coleus. And just real quick, the final on me doing my little bang up trim job here. And I took off a lot of the branches at the bottom just so it looks a little cleaner. My problem is it extends over the sidewalk when you're walking by. So I pop coleus, different types, and in my pots with my Japanese shrubs. And I always buy my mums without the blooms so they last longer. And so here I have some carex grass up front, a chartreuse color, and it stays all year long, by the way. So it prefers shade, but it does take a little bit of sun, morning sun particularly. And what I love about them is I get this color even through the winter time in the snow, the heat. And they did very well here in zone 8A with the triple digit heat. So I noticed that my hostas have began to shrink, and that is such a thing. They actually do shrink after a few years. This one typically is about 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall. Right now it's about 18 inches by 18 inches. It started out in the spring much larger, but I believe it's due to the soil. It needs to be amended, and it just got too hard and too compact after a while, and it makes it difficult for it to maintain that healthy look and really grow. So what I'm going to do is wait until the spring and dig it up and probably split it up as well. Make sure that I amend the soil, put some fresh soil in here and treat it. And then on the end here is another bed that I'm starting. I just popped in a foxtail fern, and I have a climbing red rose here as well. I'm eventually maybe going to put an archway here that leads to the back. There's a pathway that's being built a little bit later on as well. So I have some older variety, I won't say variety, but I have some older mums that have a ton of buds coming in on them. They're probably 3-4 years old, and they don't get quite enough sun, I think, to bloom at its best, even though the protection from the shade makes them like little shrubs throughout the year. And but some of them are starting to fill out now. But I think as the weather starts to cool down, and if it gets more sun, then it will be okay. But I'm really pleased with how it turned out with the dark red mums. And I noticed my daylilies that had died completely back to the ground really early in the season after the heat. They have become a lot more vibrant. They're growing again. I don't know if I'll get blooms this late in the year, but at least they look healthy. Next year I will be digging those up. They're a peach colored daylily, just absolutely gorgeous. And I'll most likely split those up as well and spread them around. And so for now, I'm really, like I said, pleased how everything turned out. We'll mention your service if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's your brake. Here's your brake right
Oh, so it's a break in the pipe?
here. Yeah, look at
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll get you fixed up here in a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I could have done that, but you know.
we know. You have other things to do. You can't be
I got other things
You
to
can't
do.
be bothered with the small stuff.
Yeah.
The minor leagues. So you're a big leaguer.
I'm so glad you come, though. I'm serious.
No, you're welcome. You want to pump here?
So after Tony got the leak repaired and fixed the PVC pipe, he then took a moment to flush out all of the heads that are in zone 2 that had a lot of mud around them that was still restricting the heads from coming up. It needed to get that pressure resolved. And once he resolved the pressure by fixing the leak and adjusted the heads and cleared everything up, we were good to go on this side of the house. But my zone 2 is also on the other side of the house that we need to check out and make sure it's working properly. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm getting enough water. Oh, you just have to turn it this way. You think you're slick.
I'm adjusting.
Okay, now we're good. I was worried about these shrubs up here, but I think that's better.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I wouldn't change a thing here. You're good. Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm happy. Oh, I forgot we didn't look at the other side of the house.
Okay. Oh.
Because that's zone 2 as well.
Leave it on.
Leave it on 2. Looks like it's working fine.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We'll take a look at it. Okay, one needs to be turned.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to hand turn these not long ago.
Really?
Yeah. Duh.
Oh,
Didn't think to use the tool like yourself.
Yeah. Very fly. There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
We're good.
Tony, what's the name of your company?
ARC Irrigation.
ARC Irrigation.
That's right.
I am starting to like this guy. This is his 3rd trip out. He hooks me up every single time, and I'm so grateful.